Hi, I'm Randy Robison. This is Life Today TV. I've got a man who's in and out of prison a lot. He's with Prison Fellowship Ministries. Quovadis Marshall, good to have you here.
Thank you for
Now,
having me.
give me your title because I didn't want to try to get it wrong.
Yeah, so I'm the National Director for the Restorative Church Coalition.
What does that mean?
Yeah, we believe that the church has been given the mandate by God, a mission to restore whatever they find broken, wherever they find it broken, and specifically the prisoner, Matthew 25. Right, Jesus says, a hallmark of being my people is you visit the prisoner while they're in prison. So I get to travel state to state and gather, work with, serve churches as they gather together to serve prisoners, ex-prisoners, and their families.
How do you get into that business?
I was a prisoner.
Okay.
Yeah, I think if I look over my life, the only pivot probably has been prison. Starting with my father, then my teenage years, I was in and out of juvenile homes and placements, and finally found myself in the state prison system. And while there, I was engaged in a prison fellowship program.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that turned things around.
It did. It created a way forward to continue the journey of restoration that the Lord had begun in my heart as a teenager. Salvation's an event. Transformation takes a lifetime. And so it was through prison fellowship program at the time that I got to meet other men and women who were on the journey, and the church was faithful to come and visit and do Bible studies and just training life skills. So prison fellowship's been a blessing to me.
I guess so. Now, society would tell us that someone like yourself, with that juvie record, and then the conviction as an adult, that that's your pattern, that's your plot in life, that you're not going to change. Yeah. And most of the guys in prison, I would dare say, they probably believe that. So
Yeah.
what do you tell them that enables them to change a life that they, they're not going to turn around?
Well, it's hard to be what you can't see. And so we have to give them a vision for something different. And the vision really isn't you or I, really the vision is Christ. In the incarnation, in God becoming man, the overarching statement that he was making is that humanity is redeemable, that it's not so broken that he can't fix it. And so looking to Christ, then I think all of our lives become an example of what Christ does when he enters into the heart of a human, and we progressively learn to yield to him. So really we have the privilege, Paul said it this way, he said, you are living epistles being read by men. And so we get to be an example to others what Christ can do.
You seeing some good results?
Yeah, we are. We've got a sure hope that Christ is able. He's the Genesis 1 God. If he can speak creation into existence, he can change a human heart.
Yeah, I bet you see some hard cases in there.
Yeah. Again, the cross shouts that we are broken, and that the cross shouts that we're redeemable too. So for all of us, I think we're all in bondage to something and imprisoned by something. And, oftentimes in prison, what you see is a willingness and a readiness by these men and women to respond to hope, to respond to change. They don't need to be convinced that they're broken. But they're not clear on what the answer is to be healed. And so the presentation of Christ, to them, it's a door of hope.
Wow. Great work you're doing. Thank you for doing it. Please continue to do it. If someone wants to follow what you're doing, see what's going on, maybe get involved, maybe support, where do they find you guys online?
Yeah, prisonfellowship.org. Right now we're in about 415 prisons in America. And our ministry serves everything from in-prison programming to serving the children of the incarcerated. And so there's a lot of places for the body of Christ to get involved.
Okay, now I was going to ask you that, because if someone says, I've felt like God's wanted me, called me to ministry, but they don't know where to start, you're saying there's an open door, a great place to start. captive audience, a bunch of
Absolutely.
needy people.
Yeah.
So they can get a hold of you guys and volunteer?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like fishing in a bucket. Yeah, so prisonfellowship.org online. We've made it really easy to gather more information if you're considering in states where we have staff available. We'd love to come and do some training. There's a place online that you can begin a dialogue. We even have a community forum online where you can interact with other people who are engaged in prison ministry, are considering prison ministry. So there's a lot of opportunities to not just serve, but to find community in the midst of serving.
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you think God's called you to minister, now you have no excuses. Go online at prisonfellowship.org and you can do what this man's doing, help change some lives. Appreciate what you're doing. And we're looking forward to seeing you with, what is Jim Liskey's title? Is he the founder or the president?
Yeah, so Jim is the president and CEO. Chuck Colson, late Chuck Colson, just
he's the
passed.
founder, right?
Yeah, he founded Prison Fellowship almost 40 years ago, and Jim's now at the helm and is doing an amazing job at leading the ministry forward into this next phase.
Great. Well, you can hear this gentleman along with Jim Liskey on Life Today, lifetoday.org. Check it out. Great to have you.
Thank you.